So hi everybody and welcome back to the C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 133 and in this video I will solve the exercise, and I hope you already solved this exercise which I introduced you in the last video. And yeah, let's get started. First of all, I said that you should create an account, and I said you can use your experience, which means we have already created an account in this tutorial series in one of our exercises. You can use that one, or you can just use one from the internet, and I made here an example. For example, there's a very famous site, GitHub. There are millions of codes, some private, some public. These public ones you can search for a login account, and perhaps you can use that one. But it could be that this is still a little bit too advanced, but later when we are finished with these basics tutorials, you will understand them very, very easy. And we will probably also use GitHub in the future, because that's very important to use libraries instead of doing all from scratch. But yes, you can also create an account from scratch, and for beginners and starters, this is not bad, because then you even train more, because we won't train these keywords in and repeat them and see how they are working together. But in future, if you get better and better, then we will probably use libraries, which means already created code or already created code which we created and put in libraries, so that we don't have to start all time again and again from scratch. And here, this task here is an absolute good example, because here I ask you create a login account, and actually, yes, we created one login account, and we even used the login account which we created in our past exercise in another exercise. So we have already a little bit experience about creating one login account. Of course, this login account which we created is very, very super basic, but it is still experience. We can use it. All right, I am using this experience, which means I'm doing it not from scratch. So I found this exercise with this account hacking, and I will use this one. So I paste this, I copied this one here, and I just Control V and paste it here. And then I uncomment this text here. Like so. Let's uncomment this one here. Control key and U for uncommenting. And now I have a problem, because when I start, I have here and I try to hack an account, and then I print out the password. That was the one exercise which we did. So the question is why I'm using this one. There is no special reason, but the real reason why I'm using this one is because in this exercise we created a login account, or we used a login account here, and I created a function login account, and I say, okay, I can just use this one there. So I kick out all the things which I don't need, and I just use this login account. So let's see how this works. First of all, I have to find where this login account is. In my case, very easy. I have here a forward declaration, and I see this login account function is probably the thing what I need. Right click, go to definition, and here is the definition. Definition means how I specified this function. And here we see something strange is commenting out. That was for hacking reasons. So I Control K and U it, which means I uncomment it again, so I can use it again. So this is the call. So the user should put in his name, the password, and then it will be, oops, this one is again for hacking, which I don't need. So this one is overwriting the user input here, this line. So I don't need this one here. And then what I have here, user password input, generated password for login. No, I don't need a generated password for login, because the user should write the right password in my case. That was, so I can kick this one out too. And here, these two things I need, because here I check the check the name result, and here I check the password result. And for that I call two functions, which means I need these two functions too. This one here is below and the other one is also below, which means these two functions I can't kick out because this is just a check function. They check the library, and here on top we have our library. This is our database for the names, and here we have a database for the passwords. And yeah, so with other words, I can't kick this out here. I keep them, and I have just to check what this one is doing. And I see it says account hacked. No, that's not the right thing here. Account log. Let's write here account login accepted and accepted. And we can use the password. I don't need print out the password because this is a printout. User password input. No, I don't print out my user password. Definitely not. And here it says found name password true. Do I need this one? That's the question. And if you find not this variable here, for example, if you say here go to definition and you say okay, here's definition and what now? Perhaps this can sometimes yeah, you don't know what where to go now and find. But then remember this one, right click and find all references, and now you can see where all this name here, this variable name, found name, password is used, and then you can check it here a little bit even better, and you see, okay, this checked in login account here, yes, that's normal, and it is checked in generated password extend, and we can see here is a while loop, and this while loop I need for account attempts. For example, as long this is wrong, the user can try to enter password and username. So I will need this here definitely. So this function I need as well. And let's see, this one here I don't need it because this one is just calling this other thing. So I will need this function here, this function here, this function here, because they are called here. And here this variable is used because I need this while loop actually here. Here I need just this while loop. I don't know if I really need here a special function for it, because that's a too much function. Because I said you one time, try not to nest many functions with other functions and other functions. Try to make this nesting, which is this line here. Here's one scope, the next scope, and this is nesting, which means if you call too much and it goes deeper here, and that can it's not readable and can it's very complicated because you build up dependencies, and that can cause really problems. That's why too much nesting is not good. And here you can say, do I really need this function here, or I just call this one, copy this one out and use it directly here on top. So we could kick out here, for example, one function, which is also very nice. So I make this, which means here is this generated function here in the main. So I say I take you out and I kick this function here out. So which means I use, instead of this function call here, I just paste this one here. And instead of this one here, I call the login function, because that's the thing what I want to call. And now I can kick this one out. And let's see, to make it a little bit easier, that can stay there. And I say, okay, now I don't need this function. I don't need this function. Okay, here I don't need this function. And this function I need, the other functions I need, right? Because this is the login account is calling the other functions here. They are nested, okay, but this I keep. And yeah, that's it, right? Later I have to clean up here, but before I clean up, I test it if this is the real thing what I need. And how I can test it, just start it and see if this works. And yes, let's write a wrong name. Let's write a wrong password. Okay, it's coming and asking me again. Let's write a right name. Let's write a wrong password again. Yes, it's still asking. Good. Right name and a right password, which is A in this case, and I'm in. That is exactly what I wanted, a login account, and I have it. And before I'm finished, there's one more thing what I have to do, which is I have not cleaned up here the variables. What I cleaned up so far was just functions. I kicked them out, which I don't need. And I have all the functionality, but I have here things from the other function which I don't use. For example, here this generated password extended, this was a forward declaration. I don't need this. This was this generate password. This was our hack try. I don't need this. The other ones I need. These are the functions which I use, so I keep them. And here I have to clean up as well. I don't need a database for hacking. This is this ABC, and so I kick this. I need the input. I need this input. I need the database. I need the database for the passwords. Yes. For the names. Yes. And check name result I need because I'm using them here. Okay, I need this. I need this one as well. And when you click on it, you see it's highlighted. And when you scroll a little bit down, you can see if this is highlighted or if the program becomes big, very big. What you can do is here, again, find all references. And if this is not finding any references, means you can kick it out. Let's make it here an example. Here, this one, the next one, string length. Probably I don't need this one. And we will not find now a reference. So right click on it, find all references. You see I have no references here, which means it is not used, at least not in this file here. And I know I can kick it out. Here, generated password. Right click, find references, find all references here. It's just this one here, which means there is nothing. I'm not using it. I can kick it out. And here, found name password. Oh, I see it already here. I'm using it, so probably I don't need to kick out this one. And if you, right click here just for demonstrations purposes, find all references, and you see I find references, which means I can click on them and see where I use this. So if you have all-time problems to see what is used and what is not, right click, find references, and then you see if you are using it or not. And yes, this is task 1. I created here an account and I reused the code. That was not the best way actually, because you see that was already used in this hack thing. Perhaps I need a library just for account like here. I should save now this one, this code what I have here, just a separate library and call it login account. And then when I'm asked again to create a login account, then I could use this code directly here without changing too much. At least this would be the basics here. All right, but we created this one. Perhaps I make this later, so I don't have to go all time in and create here a special library for this one. And yeah, task 1 is finished. Okay, I wasted now a lot of time to explain all this kind of stuff, but I hope you did it better than me, because yeah, perhaps you created one from scratch, that's perfect. Perhaps you used one from internet, that's even more difficult as a starter, because they are probably using more advanced techniques in some accounts, but still it's cool. Or you use the same thing like me, you used already a created account and changed it so that you can use it. Doesn't matter which solution you found. The best thing is that you tried it. And if it's wrong, yeah, then it's wrong. You can try it again till it's working, because this is made for training to use. And yeah, you see already here, I skipped now all this training. Normally, if you would create now this login account, you would train from scratch. As a beginner, it's very good, I think, still very good, because you would train here creating variables, creating, setting up them with defaults, creating arrays, and creating functions here, and learning the while loop again, learning this not equal operators, learning to call them, learning using function calls are directly assignments here because they are functions with return values. This is not return value. So if you would make this from scratch, that would be also very good, because you repeat so many things here. This double AND operator in this case, careful, means is an AND operator, and if you use this in front with a variable, careful, then it could be something like an R reference or something like other. And here for loop, yes. So you see, both have its advantages. Using experience is more for, let's say, you will just do in the future when you get better. And if you are what I mean with getting better is after you learned all this basic stuff, you are not so interested more in future about what is this keyword here, or what does it, or how to use it. You are more interested in the task, which means it says create a login account. Okay, I'm interested just in create a login account. Here I have a library. That's the login account. That's it, and finish. Yeah, with that said, this is the first video of the solution. In the next video, we go and create some of this arrays here, this two-dimensional arrays. Try them. They are not too difficult. And printing on the screen here, you don't need to print it like that, because you would just waste just a lot of time to print them out in this format. You can use a very simple, you can even don't use any format, just make it so that it's clear what is. And yeah, I hope you found a very good solution for that too, because I think it's not too difficult. This task is very easy. These tasks are very easy, I think. And this one is also not too complicated. So, but don't forget, after all this kind of stuff here, we will make one more video where I will ask many keywords. Yeah, but first let's finish this task here. So with that said, this video is finished. In the next video, I will continue, and if you have any questions or any complaints or just suggestions or tips and tricks, write them in the comments. See you next. Bye and good luck.